Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Ekwo Gaming, and welcome to another episode of R4 Ridge Racer Type 4. Now, this is it, guys. This is the final team that we have to do the races for, or final two teams. And for those of you who have been following along, it's going to be Solo and Tarazi. And what I usually do is I actually prefer Solo over Tarazi. So this set of 3 runs is going to be Tarazi, Solo, and then we will tackle Tarazi as the final 3 episodes of the core game. So let's get started, and it's going to be Dig Racing Team from here on out. Welcome to the Dig Racing Team. I'm Robert Chrisman, the team manager. The team's been looking forward to meeting you. Maybe you've heard through the grapevine. Our team's performance has been, shall we say, less than stellar in recent years. In fact, people call us the Dig Your Own Grave team. Well, even though this might be the first and last season we work together, let's give it our all. Let's get down to business, shall we? I want you to choose the car manufacturer for us this season. Alrighty, so like I said before, we've taken care of Alsaludo, we've taken care of Lizard. We will save Tarazi for the final run, and we will go with Solo for this particular set of videos. We signed a sponsorship deal with Solo per your request. Their cars have great traction, so they handle well around corners. We've got our new car, and we're ready to roll. Let's concentrate on getting through the first heat for now. Oh boy. I'm nervous, guys. I don't think I've ever driven a grip car for Dig Racing Team ever since I started playing back in 1999. So I'm nervous. This is a first for me. And it's not exactly a positive. It's not exactly a positive. So, yep, see, the guy tried to cut me off. Well, good news is at least this, I don't know, this car just feels very comfortable. But look at the distance between the Lizard car we just drove past. Oh wow, that's a first. Wow, the PRC car and the RTS car are pretty close together. That's rare for a D.R.T run. Yeah, that's rare for a D.R.T run. Yeah, I'm under a bit of pressure for this particular run because I'm gonna try to shoot for a perfect run. But the first heat shouldn't be too bad. Second heat might be a bit tricky. The first 3 races of the final GP are gonna be very tricky. And then I don't think shooting hoops is gonna be too bad. But yeah, it's the second heat and the first 3 races of the final GP, or final GP part 1, I should say. Those are the races that I'm most worried about. Yeah, first heat, I'm not too worried about. And also, when I do the tier 2 and tier 3 runs, it's not going to be, excuse me, I won't have to wait as long for him to pass me. Now, if I was Mappy, which this card should be Mappy, honestly, I feel like this car just looks so good with the Mappy livery that it just doesn't look as good with the other liveries. The PRC livery looks okay. RTS actually looks decent too. This one, I'm not a huge fan of the Dig Racing Team livery. It's too monotone. It's just turquoise with some lightning bolts. Not a huge fan. Is he right there? Oh, wow. He's not as... Oh, nope. There he is. Yep, there he is. Okay. First race in the bag. And I'm going to say, I'm sorry, guys. There's a really good chance there's not going to be many victory laps, if any. So, amazing. You got first place. You're a natural, no doubt about it. But when I spoke to our owner about the race today, all he had to say was, our team logo doesn't show up well on TV. All he thinks about is the corporate image. Man, give me a break. At any rate, there's one more race left in the first heat. Since you seem to know what you're doing, all I can do is to wish you luck. That word "to" thrown in there kind of threw me for a loop. So, yeah. This will be interesting.
We're racing. 3, 2, 1, go! Here we go. It's showtime.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. That wasn't great, but I always hesitate in that particular turn because I'm not sure. Yeah, oh my. Well, I always hesitate on that loop section because it's kind of hard to figure out where to, start turning in with the grip turn. Like, I went in too early there. I mean, and look how far the distance is between that Lizard car and then the Terrazzi car that we're about to pass. He's still not in view. Now, finally, he comes into view. Alright, I'm gonna cut in. There we go. Alright, one more car to go. Honestly, this may even end up being a Tier 2 run, which wouldn't surprise me. Oh, maybe not. I guess I spoke too soon. Great. Now I can just focus on doing the S's. This is kind of like Akina's. Well, it's not really a hairpin, but these are definitely S's. These aren't like hairpin. These are not hairpins. So I was gonna say this is like the Akina's 5 consecutive hairpins, but those aren't hairpins. Those are just S's. For those of you who don't understand that reference, it's an initial D reference. There's too much backstory regarding it, so I'm not gonna go into any detail with it. But yeah, the Akina's 5 consecutive hairpins, they're a major component in the initial D anime and manga. Incredible. First place again. Wow, I haven't seen the likes of you in a while. But listen, the only thing our owner had to say was the race footage would make a great commercial. For crying out loud, all he thinks about are those commercials. No wonder Lewis left this team. Oh, never mind. You breeze through the first heat. The second heat is next, and it won't be as easy. Let's call it a day and get some rest. So now, since this is the first video of the series, I need to go through here and get this essentially, I call it set up, but basically it's just to get the visual ready to go. Cool.
Ready to roll.
Yeah. I'm surprised they don't add the little inflections on there. Thanks to you, we were able to get a new car for the second heat. I was able to increase our budget somewhat. As a result, we were able to get a car with good specs. In addition, the crew made some mods to boost its basic performance. We sacrificed the controls, but on the other hand, it's tuned for speed. Just remember one thing. The other teams have new cars as well, so the competition will be fierce. Don't be caught napping. This is going to be a tough race, so hang in there. With it being Dig Racing Team, yeah, it will be pretty difficult. But as long as I hit the lines and hit the apexes like I should be fine.
2, 1, go! Here we go! It's showtime! 3 minutes to go!
Ooh, wow. I threaded the needle there. Oh boy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Dude, get out of my way, seriously. Great. Just great. Well, I'll be starting this lap in third. So I hope I can catch up to the first placer. This is not ideal. He's probably gonna block me. I gotta make sure he stays away from me. Okay, so far so good. Oh, that's weird. Did you guys see that? That was freaking weird. His rims weren't rotating. Yeah, that's freaking weird. Back off, buddy. This race is mine. That is so weird. The rims weren't turning. Sorry guys, I have to skip this because it's technically not a victory lap. It is not a victory lap. First place with a brand new car? It's true that we tuned it for speed, but you really amazed me. In fact, you performed better than I thought you would. I'm going to negotiate with our owner to increase our team budget. Just wait, I'm gonna make sure we get it. The final race of this heat is coming up. I'm sure you'll advance to the finals. I believe in you. In terms of encouragement, he's my favorite manager. But in terms of... honestly, he's probably the most laid back out of the four. Yeah, and Keith Gilbert's absolute jackwagon. Yazaki, he's got a like a sharp exterior, but under that exterior, he's actually he's a softie. Yeah, Yazaki's a bit of a softie. And then Sophie, she can be sweet if you win. If you don't win, then she's like all super like disappointed and like upset, blah 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 blah. So, but Chrisman, he seems to be pretty chill. Whoops, that's not quite good. He's pretty chill, even if you don't get first. He's always going to be supportive. So, like, he never puts you down. He never criticizes you. And Keith Gilbert, oh yeah, he's going to criticize the hell out of you. Yazaki, he's going to be kind of like, he's a bully at first, but he softens as the GP goes on. And Keith Gilbert doesn't soften until literally the last two races. Yeah, and Keith Gilbert doesn't really soften until the last two races. Sophie, she's kind of ditzy, because she's very inexperienced, and she doesn't really seem like she knows what she's doing. She just kind of picked it up because she wanted to follow in her grandfather's footsteps. So, I mean, props to her, because the racing world is pretty daunting if you don't know what you're getting yourself into. It's all about sponsorships. Really, that's all. In the professional world, it's all about sponsors. It's all about the money. Driver's skill is secondary. So, yeah, in the professional world, it's all about sponsorships and money. Sure, if you have a good driver, you make a lot of money and you get a lot of sponsors. But if the driver starts to slump, then you start losing sponsors and you start losing money. So I guess you can really think of it as the driver's skill is really the most important thing. But at the end of it all, it's all about sponsorships and it's all about money. As with everything in life, it's all about the money. And then people always use the excuse, oh, business is business. Yeah, as if that's an okay excuse to ruin people's lives. And actually that brings up a good point that I watched a video about recently. In the profession, in just the working world, the workforce, like, companies are free to basically can you on the spot and you have no recourse, but you're expected to give them 2 weeks notice. How jacked up is that? Like, you're expected to give a company 2 weeks notice, where a lot of them, they would can you without a second thought, and you can't do anything about it. And then they expect you to give them 2 weeks? Yeah, as if. But thankfully, there are some companies out there who are, good companies. They do treat you well, And those companies, I feel like, they deserve a 2 weeks notice, but there are companies that do not deserve 2 weeks notice. Like, if they can fire you on the spot, then you should be allowed to just quit whenever. And a lot of people do. But yeah, you should be able to walk out whenever you want. And honestly, I don't think there's really any reason not to. If you're not happy at a job, then just walk out. Hello? Right. Yes. What? For an ad? Something to generate buzz? But can't you at least wait for the next race results to come in? Fine. It's you. I was just talking to our owner. It seems like he wants to kick you off the team and bring in some famous driver from another team. I'm sorry to rain on your parade at a time like this. Oh, and a belated congratulations on your win. But the next race is going to be a lot tougher. At least for now, we should celebrate our win. Besides, we can still look forward to the challenges ahead. But yeah, it's so sad that in today's world, if you're an employee, like a lower ranking employee, you're just nothing but a cog in the machine. You literally have no worth as a lower level worker at a company. It's the sad truth. They may say, oh, we value you. That's a load of BS. They do not value you at all. You're just another cog in the machine. Our owner was feeling generous, so he decided to give us a large budget increase. He probably did it to butter me up for his plan to replace you with a famous driver. Frankly, I don't care about our owner's intent. At least we can now get a car that's worthy of our team. But from what I've heard, the other teams have put an effort into getting new cars as well. So the upshot of all of this is that we still have a hard battle ahead. At this point, I only have one thing to say. Do your best to win. But yeah.
Real racing. 3, 2, 1, go!
So when I say certain companies, there are good companies that do deserve a 2-week notice. The previous position I was in, the company was great. I loved working for them, but I decided to leave because there was no chance of upward mobility. And I mean, it's one thing where people say, "Oh, it's been 6 months and you're expecting a movement." Well, that's not exactly what I was talking about. I was there for 3 years, and it was the same position. Now, granted, it would be different if there was like a senior, position for what I was doing, or if there was something to work towards. But no, there was no senior position. So basically, when you get hired into that position, you're stuck in that position until either the manager retires or you change departments, which I tried, but I was turned down multiple times. So I had no other choice but to find opportunities elsewhere because I was stuck. I felt stagnant. So, and that's just a message to anybody in the audience that's, a bit younger and they are just starting out in the workforce and they feel like they've been at a company for 3 or so years, 3, 4, 5 years, and they haven't gotten anywhere. And you've tried moving to different departments and you've tried to see if there would be a chance that a new position opens up, but nothing's happening, then I encourage you to consider, finding opportunities elsewhere, because life is too short to be stuck in a position that you absolutely do not feel like you're getting anywhere with. So, and this is why I'm also doing YouTube, even though I know it's going to take a while to build a following. But it's going to take a long time to get a following. But currently, I do have a day job, so I'm gonna stay there until I can get a decent following. I'm mainly doing this because I want to share my love of gaming with the world. So, And a lot of people have done the same. They love gaming, so they want to share it with the world. So, and that's what I'm doing now. I have a lot of games planned, and I'm still trying to figure things out. So, right now, everything is pretty basic, but in the future, I'm hoping to have better quality videos, better edited videos. And for right now, I feel like what I'm putting out is, decent quality. It's not stellar, but it's decent quality to my level, which is pretty much non-existent in the YouTube space. So, but I'll get there eventually. And honestly, I kind of don't want to have a huge following, because then if you have a large following, at a certain point, you're held to a certain standard. Hello? It's me, Chrisman. I've made my decision regarding your request. I understand your desire to generate publicity. However, I am not cutting our driver from our team. If you disagree with my decision, you can fire me right now. Hey, how are you? Well done. You were perfect. I think your victory is a testament to our team's dedication. Oh, that phone call? Nah, don't worry. Don't pay any attention to it. I just said what had to be said. Just don't lose your focus. We're counting on you to win the second race now. We're 100% behind you. It's a sad, sad state sometimes. The owner and the manager, I mean, sometimes it's one and the same. Sometimes it's, like for example, Enki Gilbert. He's the owner and the manager of RTS, so he can make the decisions however the hell he wants to. Whereas Yazaki, he is just a manager. He doesn't own the team. And I think Sophie owns Mappy, and she's also a manager. Well, I think it's her head mechanic, Donald Lewis. He kind of runs the show essentially, and she says how he doesn't even listen to her. So, yeah, she says how him and his team don't even listen to her. And it's sad because this game came out in 1999 or 1990. Actually, no, it was 1998, I think. And back in those days, like having a female manager, yeah, it was literally seen as, you're just a weak team. And it's unfortunate because it's now changed. So if there was a female leader, I think it would be more well received or more, supported or accepted, I guess you could say. But back in these days, it was kind of commonplace to have negative implications if a woman was leading. And I'm not trying to be sexist. I'm just saying this is how it was back in these days. The motorsports was definitely literally male only. Like the racing was strictly dominated by men. In fact, it was only dominated by men for the longest time. There were few women here and there, but there were, little speckles compared to the vast sea of male drivers. So, that's unfortunate. But that's just how things were. And I'm so glad we've made strides to make certain industries more equal in terms of gender participation. And I think that is a huge win. So I'm so glad society at least did something right. Whoa. Yeah, society did something right for once. And like, this even applies to fields that are normally female dominated. Like, men are starting to become fashion designers or makeup artists or that kind of thing. Like, it's getting to a point where like certain industries are no longer dominated by a certain gender, and I love that. It's starting to become, it's slow, but it's starting to get more gender equal in a lot of industries, and I'm so happy that we're making strides as a society to get to that point. So background drama, owner and manager at odds over driver. Chrisman may be ousted after the season. Leaked to the press by our owner. I don't believe it. Oh, it's you. You got 2 wins in a row. There's only been one other driver who's done this in the past. I was gonna say done that, but it's done this in the past. That would be Giuliano Gilbert, who used to race with RTS. He was an incredible driver, but he passed away. His father was Enki Gilbert. He's the manager of RTS. There are 2 races left. The other teams aren't going to back down now. The last thing we want to do is to get defensive and play it safe. We need to be on the offensive and go all out.
Real racing. 3, 2, 1, go!
In one field, I am super happy that more and more gender equality or gender representation is happening is the gaming space. That is one area that I'm so glad that there's more women playing video games now. Yeah. I don't know if it's politically correct to say this term, or if this is like not child appropriate, but the term sausage fest, I don't think that's really. Would that be? I don't think so. I personally don't think that particular term is. I don't think that particular term should be like not safe for children. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the words themselves are pretty innocent, but the connotation is more adult oriented. But I don't know. That I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, it's so nice to see, ladies getting into the gaming space, because they really should be. I feel like there's too many, like the concentration of male gamers. I mean, it's been dominated by men for probably since gaming even started. It was all men who were playing video games. I'm sure women did play, but they didn't make themselves known. But now, a lot of women are making themselves known, and they're like streamers, YouTubers who are female gamers, and I love that. There needs to be more female gamers. Female gamers, certain sports I feel like are including women a lot more. Unfortunately, American football, that is something that is going to be, it's literally going to be like trying to break through Fort Knox to try to change. Like having female football players, yeah. I would love to see a female NFL league, but let's be honest. It's possible, but it's extremely slim. Because hardcore football fans, they don't want women playing football. It's unfortunate, but even though there's millions and millions of female football fans, but I feel like it's the public probably wants there to be a female NFL, but let's be real here. It's the it's the suits. It's the suits at the top that own the NFL. They're never gonna let that happen. I can say 100% certainty, the suits at the top of the NFL, they're never gonna start a women's NFL. They're just not. Those people are extremely sexist. I can guarantee you. They will never let a women's NFL team ever be established. That's the unfortunate thing with corporate greed. They want things to stay the same. They don't want to change the status quo. And that's a shame. Because you have to realize a lot of those executives, they're boomers. And I hate using that term because some of the younger people think people my age are boomers. Even though a lot of my friends and I are in our 30s, yes, I'm 32. And a lot of the younger people think as people my age, they think we're boomers. I mean, it doesn't bother me, but 3 wins in a row without failing. You've made history at RRR. You still have the final race to run. I'm really looking forward to it. I plan on providing you with something special that will help you on the last race. Besides, now that we've come this far, we can't go home without a perfect race, right? Yeah, no pressure, right? Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just one guy. So, I really, really, really hope that in the near future we will have a women's NFL league. I really, 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 really hope we do. Have you seen her yet? She's a car we developed for the final race. This is the best that we can do for you. Now it's your turn to bring victory back to our team. But we need to remember that the other teams have prepared for this race too. It looks like they've gone the extra mile to get ready. Concentrate on the race and do your best. But sadly, I'm just one guy. I can say I wish for it all I want, but let's be real, it's probably never going to happen. They will never let it happen. The suits will never let it happen. And then the sad thing is, the one thing that, I mean, women technically are allowed to, they do have a league for female football players, but they are scantily clad in bikinis. So they're basically bikini-clad women wearing the shoulder pads of football players. That really makes my blood boil. Seriously? That is what you're gonna do to allow women to play football? Are you kidding me? And also, I actually don't think it's just the suits up top. A lot of it is the male-dominated audience. They don't want women playing football either. Yeah, that's sad, because they don't want, oh shoot. Yeah, they don't want women playing football. They don't want a women's football league. They think football is a man's sport. That just really makes my blood boil. I mean, come on, guys, really? This is not 1950. This is not the 50s. This is not the 60s. It's basically 2024 by this point. And the fact that there isn't a women's football league, or, I mean, if there is one, and it's the fact that it's not as big as the normal NFL, yeah, that just, I don't know. pisses me off. But then people can argue, well, the WNBA isn't as big. Yeah, because you're not letting it get that big. Because the audience is not allowing the WNBA to get any bigger. Anyway, I don't know why I went off on a tangent there, but yeah, that's tricky. I didn't have a good line. God. Whoa. That's not right. Yeah, this car has an even wider turning radius than an RTS car going at top speed, because this has a top speed of 209, which is one of the higher top speeds for any car. I mean, look, we're on lap 5, so yeah, we're on lap 5 at the moment, so yeah, really have to take these corners. I think turn in super early for these corners, because at full bore, this car goes so fast that you have to do it to account for the higher top speed. This is, I think, maybe the fastest car in the game, excluding the extra trial cars.
Hey, now a win by the Dig Racing team. Woohoo! This is a shocker, ladies and gentlemen. Who would have thought this could happen? You guys were always the first to come in last place. Everyone thought you guys were all washed up, just dreaming about your past glories. But you really showed us today that you got some of that old fight left in you. Even when everyone wrote you off as a bunch of losers, you really showed them you're still number one. You've earned your bragging rights again. Congratulations, you losers. I mean, the fastest team alive, the Dig Racing Team.
Oh! Huh! Interesting. I have never seen this trophy before. I mean, granted, like I said, I've never had success with Dig Racing Team until I started doing this playthrough, and I've never done Dig Racing Team on a grip car. So this is the first time I've ever seen this trophy. That says a lot. The reality hasn't hit me yet, but we won, right? And to think that we were considered to be the weakest team in this Grand Prix. We managed to set an unprecedented record by winning 4 perfect races. That's all because of you. Without you, we'd still be the weakest team. Oh, the phone. Excuse me for a moment. Hello, Christmas speaking. What? What was that? You want me to manage the team again next season at double the salary? What kind of man do you think I am? You think you can't buy me with money, you clueless moron. Sorry about that. That was the clueless moron. I mean, our owner. You heard what just went down, right? I'm sorry I have to do this to you, but this win allows me to make a clean break and quit as the manager of this team. Although I haven't given much thought about the future, I'll take this opportunity to figure my life out. I want to live a life where I'm happy about whatever I'm doing. I thought about this as I watched you race in this Grand Prix. Well then, it's time to say goodbye. Take care. That's a sad truth. So many executives are detached by the fact that money can't buy everything. Or they think money can buy everything. It's sad. It really is. Having money is great, but if you get so much money that you start to lose sight of the simple fact that money can't buy everything, it is truly a tragic day. truly tragic. Truly, truly tragic. Cool. Alright, guys, that's gonna conclude today's episode. I want to thank all of you for stopping by, and as always, stay crunchy, don't forget the soy sauce, and always remember, thanks for watching.